Consider this. I have been just made CEO of a multinational company who has an international market for its chemical products in intermediates to active pharma ingredients for pharmaceutical industry. You are all the board members and board of directors, and we have all gathered to talk about the company's direction to launch into US markets. We have been primarily based in European markets, so it's important to figure out the right strategy of penetrating into US market. What do we do as first step in order to enter with a bang in fully saturated market like US? What should be the first step? What should be the game plan? How should we do it? I'm sure these questions would come to you as I mentioned about our new direction. Here is where I want to introduce Strategy 360. I want to take the holistic approach which I have put together in order to achieve a drumming success in our new launch. It involves 4 core processes. First, analysis. Second, planning. Third, execution. And fourth, follow through. Now this all revolves around putting a strategy together. Analysis is concerned with industrial analysis. Planning is concerned with approach and alignment of a strategy. Execution and management is based on how you handle execution of a strategy, and of course follow through. Let's take a look at analysis. This is all about industrial analysis. It's about understanding the market, the different environment conditions, the different structural things which comes in picture where in the market segment where you want to enter. For us, it is active pharma ingredients segment. It involves understanding different competition and competitive drivers like suppliers, customers, competitors, new entrants and substitutes to our products. It's important for us to understand all its impact and how to handle the threats pertaining to it. I have done some analysis for US market, specifically for APIs, and here it goes. API is set to grow at 7.7% from 2012 to 2017, which is significantly attractive. At the same time, there is high potential API ingredients, which is set to grow at 9.9% from 2012 to 2018. The growth potential is expected to grow exponentially due to large demand in emerging markets like China, India, Latin America. At the same time, the big companies like Sandoz, Mylan, Teva have registered significant growth like 16, 14, 11%. The most important thing I want to bring to you is about shale gas. And because of low cost energy production in US, company like BASF is planning to introduce, which is European based, invest $82 billion in US across the next 5 to 10 years. There are 125 chemical projects in pipeline who are ready to serve their and provide customers at low cost because of low cost manufacturing for its products and services. This is going to be the biggest threat for our competition and new entrants. So now let's take about how we can handle the strategy, approach and alignment of it. There are 3 things which should be taken care into account. One is structural condition, second is resource and capabilities, of course, and third is mindset. If all 3 of them are aligned, it's no-brainer. You can go straight to a structurist, which is based on the present environment. But if one of them is not in line, specifically conditions are favorable, but you don't have resources and capabilities, think about reconstructionist. Having understood and figure out the approach, it's about alignment, which again depends on three propositions: value, profit, and people. Based on that, if you are structurist, you can either go for low cost or differentiation for your products and services. But if you are going for reconstructionist, you have to go with both low cost and differentiation. This is all about figuring out and planning your strategy. Now comes execution. I plan to apply balanced scorecard, which is about focusing on long-term growth and prospect with short-term activities without and only focusing on mere short-term financial goals. Here we can use the 4 quadrants and 4 areas which we can focus upon. First, second, third, business alignment and business for strategy and targets, and fourth, learning and feedback. Having done execution and management, finally follow through, where you can apply your profitability and your analysis about how company fared based on your strategy you worked upon, and you can handle the tweaks for the further developments. So this is what I wanted to bring to the table, and I concluded with some of the salient points with which I want to introduce to you and look forward to recommendation for how we can approach introducing into API market segment in US to capture the US market share. First, in order to negotiate the competitive forces, we'll focus on our niche product, which are cost, market, and its capabilities competitive to our different other competition, and focus on our new clients, existing clients, and get new clients, pitching about both low cost and its nicheness in specific targets. Secondly, research, figure out which are the new companies coming up with the new products in API and pharmaceutical industry, and target our manufacturing line which can focus on producing APIs, intermediates for them, specifically for getting cost reduction and differentiating from other competitors. Of course, we'll apply balanced scorecard to make sure whole management from top to bottom is committed to this approach, and secondly, there's a full transparency in the execution. Finally, we'll have a follow through to make sure if we have made any mistakes or we want to realign, we do so in next year. With that, I would like to open up for the questions. Anything you want to ask, clarify, and look forward for recommendations.